Hiya guys, Crazy Teacher Nick here again. Hopefully this will be a nice short video. I've been trying to put it together. I know exams are about a week's time, a couple of days actually. So I put together some videos on comparative analysis. Okay, and hopefully this video is going to be really helpful with your paper 1, question 1B. So I want you guys to please make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. Okay, we're doing really well. Thank you very much for all the subscribers. If you subscribed, a lot of the information that I'm going to be supplying from this video I'll be putting into the community tab. So there will be links in the community tab. Okay, and there's a whole lot of other videos that will help you here as well. So please make sure that you click on the subscribe button. Thank you very much. So again, you guys have seen the videos. Okay, I've got a video in about structure, about timing. Okay, one of the most important things I need you guys to remember is that in the comparative analysis, you're looking at form, structure, and language. Okay, in your structure, your first paragraph, okay, is going to be about the overall differences between the text. Okay, then you're going to discuss some of the key conventions, and then 2 language devices, 2 structural devices. Okay, this would come to roughly about 350, maybe 400 words, roughly. Okay, that's not an exact number. Okay, it all depends on how you analyze the text. And that is what I want to do tonight, is give you some ideas on how to quote with all of these different ideas, what you need to be thinking about for all of these different points. So this is the kind of structure you want for your comparative analysis. Okay, so the overall differences, let's start there. So Cambridge describes this as students must provide a succinct overview, okay, of both pieces of writing. Overview. Okay, this means basically having an overall view of the overall tone, the overall approach, the overall style of the 2 texts. Okay, not just the ability to list individual pieces of text and commenting on them. Remember, this is the overview. So you want to consider the main ways in which the 2 texts are different. So this could be in the tone, okay? So the attitude that the tone has to the text, okay, and the ways in which the 2 texts are different. Or and I say or and because sometimes in that the tone is not always clear. The approach, so how has each writer approached the subject matter? Okay, and then you've got style, and style is inclusive of what is the purpose: to entertain, to persuade, okay, to inform, or of course the difference in audience, that comes up quite a lot, or just the general context, the general understanding of the text. The key word here is to be succinct, precise, clear, to the point. If I had to give you a word count, I would probably say you're probably looking at about maybe 50 words to 70 words at the very most there. So this is an example from a text from the actual one of the Cambridge textbooks. I don't know if I'm breaking any copyright laws, but this does come from the Cambridge AS Level A-Level textbook. Okay, I give all credit to them. Okay, so this is basically their overview, their suggested overview. Okay, so the form of the original, see, we include in this idea of form. The form of the original text is an article in which the reporter canvasses the views of young Londoners such as Sam and Violet about living in the city and why they want to leave. In contrast, so there's my Connectives that I've spoken about connectives in other videos. You want those contrasting connectives. Okay, in contrast, the letter from the employer is more personal. Okay, expressed throughout in the first person with no question as to where her sympathies lie. Okay, however, the overall tone is authoritative and largely formal, conveying a sense of professionalism. So this is where basically I'm showing that these are the two main differences between the texts in a very overall point of view. Okay, here's another one. Okay, again, different style. So the speech differs from the letter in a range of ways, most of which are due to the different modes. As the letter is written and sent to a wide audience of parents, it uses formal language such as with immediate effect. Although the speech is also formal, so there's that although, so that's that contrast there showing that this is now a different type of text. Okay, although the speech is formal, being delivered in a formal meeting context, as it is written to be heard rather than read, the lexis is slightly lower in register and less complex. So thank you for inviting me. So the main conversation points here, okay, is how the lexis, the language, is slightly lower in register and is less complex than the letter. Okay, so you can see where basically you're kind of giving this overview, an overall understanding of how they are mainly different. It's short, it's precise, it's clear, it's to the point. Okay, so next we have obviously our key conventions. You've got to mention your key conventions. All texts have key conventions. I've got a video on key conventions. Go through that. Very, very helpful. Okay, remember, key conventions are not the rules, but they are guidelines and they are part of form. So it does show that you have an understanding of the form, because you must analyze form, structure, and language. Okay, overview, key conventions. Okay, and as a hint, what I would do is I would take all of the key conventions. Okay, you should have them in your textbooks. You can find them online. Okay, and there's lots of different videos out there about key conventions. Create a table with all of the different key conventions and highlight those that are similar, or create yourself little flashcards, okay, where between two different text types, what are the most similar conventions. In this case, okay, I randomly chose a blog and a diary, and you will always find that there are comparable conventions. So in a blog, it's got a semi-formal or an informal register, okay, and a diary is going to have an informal register. So those two could be discussed as part of your key conventions. If you look carefully, you might see there's a place between the diary and the blog where you could also kind of make a comparison. I went for the very simple, just both use that first person narration. Okay, and so you would then discuss the semi-formal to informal register of the blog, however the diary, and then you could even have it as another separate paragraph. Both will use first person narration. Okay, so there's your key conventions. Remember, use the word key conventions, okay, so that the examiner knows you're discussing those key conventions when you in your quote. Okay, language devices. Now remember, when you're comparing language devices, you're comparing devices that may be similar but have different effects, okay, or you're comparing devices that are different but have similar effects. So to keep this video short, I've just chosen two of the devices, and I've got to say thank you very much to one of my students. I'm not going to name them. They know who they are. They're absolutely brilliant. Okay, they've prepared a table of a lot of language devices that are comparable. I'm going to link this in the community tab. I think there's a place where I can link stuff on there. Okay. Otherwise, I'll just do a snapshot thing. I haven't figured out how to. But if you're subscribed in that community tab, then you'll see it when I put it into there. But these are just two examples. So again, simile and a metaphor, nice, straightforward. It explains basically what the simile does, okay, and how it compares to the metaphor, okay, and then the effect. So two different devices, very similar effect, okay. So you would use basically the language that the student has used here in their study guide. This is part of their study guide. Using this, you can just very easily turn this into a quote, and this would be a great paragraph under language devices. Another one, alliteration and assonance, or assonance and sibilance. Okay, you've got lots of opportunities. Look for them in the text. Okay, you guys know what your alliteration, what your assonance, what your sibilance is. And in my playlists, I've also got some videos that will be very helpful inside the playlist. So click on that playlist button, check out some of the paper one videos that I've included in there. Not just my own, I've also included other people's as well so that you can go to their channel. Structural devices, again, exactly the same approach, okay? Compare devices that are similar with different effect, or compare devices that are different with a similar effect. Okay, so that is your focus there. Again, two examples, dialogue, okay, versus new character. Very simple, very easy, and there is connect there, and that's what you're looking for, is one side must have that connect. Another one, okay, the cyclical structure versus the extended metaphor. Okay, this is very, very smart because basically you can see how the two work, or you could even have cyclical structure and chronological order. Okay, it's about the way that they are structured. Two different devices, again, having similar effects. Okay, I'm going to link all of the different YouTube support YouTubers that I have that are at the bottom of this video. Okay, we've got Teacher Adna. Her videos are absolutely brilliant. I found a new one today called A-Level English Language. I'll link that one. Mr. Bruff, his videos are pre-2018, pre-2019, but you can still learn some great ideas from those. Threndall Tutoring, and then of course AS Level Crazy Teacher Nick. Guys, exams are a couple of days away. Okay. At this point, make sure you're practicing your practice papers, that you're marking your practice papers with the mark schemes. Okay, you're checking yourself, and those mark schemes can be very, very helpful. Okay, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and rock on.